Hey, welcome to Man Cave. Today here we're going to do a little brake job on a 2017 Ford Mustang GT. I haven't done a brake job video on one of these, so figured we'd post one up, bring along for it. We got some Evolution pads here. Got some drilled and slotted rotors. Gonna look good on here. We'll get this going. All right, let's get into this. All right, I might have forgot to film this, so let's turn this real quick, show you what we did. So what we do, we come in here and we pop out here, take a hammer, tap here, tap this back, screwdriver that'll fit inside these holes here where these rods are. Drive those all the way out, both sides, this will pop. And then take your pads, and with two screwdrivers, I put a screwdriver in right here between the pad and the rotor, and I pry this side back. Then I put the same screwdriver here with another flat blade on this side to close this side to hold this side open. Because if not, it will close, or it can close. So, but that's how I do it to get both both the caliper pistons out, and then these pads will pull right out. You come in back here, two bolts in the back that are back here that you're going to take out. They're 16 millimeter, I believe. I'll double check that. And then this pulls off. Hang it from here with a caliper holder, and then pull your rotor off. And I come in behind it and I clean the surface behind here. Then I take and put a little anti-seize on it, and then put the new rotor on, anti-seize as well. Clean the rotor with a little bit of brake clean, and then just reverse the thing. Come in, I take and put a little bit of anti-seize, as you can see right there, in each corner on, not in on the caliper, I put it on the pad, and I just slide the pad back in. You take this, push the rod through, grab that side. Other rod has to go through. You got to get a little pressure to get that to lock in place into there. Push it all the way through, and then this little piece goes back on. You have to hammer them in. I tap them in really good, and you can see this has got a slot back here for it. With that little piece, it'll angle in there like this and lock in place, and that's what holds this in place. And that's all it takes to do the front pads on here. And of course, you got to put the bolts back in, tighten them down. I don't torque them. I tighten them down as tight as I can get them. So, and then you're ready to go. That's your front brake pads. So, all right, we'll update you here with the rears here in just a little bit as we get back there. Okay, here we are on the back. All right, back here on this back, you're going to want to come in here, and right here there's going to be a 10 millimeter bolt holding the emergency brake cable down. We have another 10 millimeter bolt holding this hose down, brake hose. I'm going to go ahead and disconnect those just so you have a little bit of movement here for the caliper. So here you're going to want to come in here and remove that. Those are going to be, I believe they're 15 millimeter bolts. So you're going to remove these two, and this is going to slide off and just kind of hang it off over here to the side. Then we'll get the bracket removed, and then we'll close in the piston. Now that piston, I believe, I'm going to take a special tool to close that up, but we'll look at that when we get to that point. So, all right, let's get this removed, and then we'll show what that piston looks like inside there. Okay, we got that caliper removed. Now we're going to come in here, move these bolts here. We're going to hold that bracket on, and that's going to be an 18 millimeter. We'll get that bracket off, and we'll get that rotor removed, and then we'll go on and look at this piston. As you can see here, it is what I was talking about. It's going to be one of those ones you got to turn in. So I got a little tool for that. We'll try that and see if that works, and then I'll let you know. All right, so this is pretty hard to film with one hand and the camera in another. But I have a tool here. This tool is a bit of an old school tool. They make some newer stuff now, but it's what I've got from when I worked at the dealerships back in the day. But you see the nipples there on the end of that? I'm gonna slide in this groove in here. I think we can get this in here and see it. They're gonna slide in this groove. And when they're in that groove, you're gonna, how they are there, push in and just turn it clockwise. And that'll close it up. As you can see, it's closed up now. I already closed it up. But that's all you do. if you've got this little tool. And they still sell this tool at all the local parts stores. So that's what you'll need, or one of the newer upgraded tools that's out and available now. But just on this style, being it's not electronic, just slides in there, catch those grooves, and just crank it in and push at the same time, and it'll go in. And then you got this caliper done and ready to go back together. And by the way, these bolts here that I said were 15s, they're 14. So a little off there on that. So, all right, good deal. We'll bring you back when we get it back together. All right, okay, we got this back together. Like I said, once we close that up with that little tool, I mean, that little tool's a little jewel. It works really good. Some people use the 2-plier method, you know, or I've seen all different things where you push it down with one and turn it with a pair of pliers and hope you don't catch the boot. But I mean, like I said, if you're going to do this job and you're watching a video to figure out how to do it, go to the store first and get you one of those little tools. They sell them in the help section. O'Reilly's, AutoZone, Advance, they all have them. And like I said, they have the newer style as well, but that one works good, a little pressure. Then everything goes back on. Same thing back here. We're going to put a little bit of anti-seize in all the areas, so we don't get any squeaking, we don't get any wheels hanging up, anything like that. So make sure you get those bolts put back in there on the hose and back over here on the cable. This little thing here also I pulled off just to give it a little slack, got that put back on. So all right, so we'll get in the car here in a bit. We'll get the tires back on this. Want to make sure you pump that brake before you start the car about 4 or 5 times, get it back to hard pedal, and then you're ready to go. Go test drive it, seat them in, and should be ready to go. So, all right, we'll bring you back here. We'll do a little test drive here in a bit. All right, well, hey, welcome back here in the man cave. So we got that brake job finished up and went and test drove it, and seemed like it ran like it's supposed to. So brakes worked well. Like I said, car's 2017, 60,000 miles on. I mean, the customer just wanted to get some drilled and slotted rotors on there. The pads themselves weren't really worn out or anything. I think you had a little vibration starting there in those old rotors that were on there, but we got that all taken care of for him when test drove it, and it seemed like it drove fine. So, but yeah, so, well, thanks for watching the video, and please go on and like and subscribe, see if we can get this channel moving a little bit. And so we'll catch you next time here in the man cave.